What is going on out there, peeps? So once again, I let the Prime Minister use my supply of dinar for his picture. I see they're taking really good care of him over there. Just kidding. Yes, okay. So it looks like a rate change is going to happen. Is that right? Looks like $3.48. That's the rumor. So let's get into that, because anything else I talk about won't make a damn bit of difference, because everybody wants to know about the rate. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link will be down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy Silver. Yes, it has changed. PIMPY-SILVER. So if you're watching this video and it's an older video, make sure you check on current videos, because the code is going to be changing from time to time from now on. Also, I can be found on other platforms. Everybody knows I have my own website, Pimpy's News Network. Over here, I post videos that I can't get away with over on YouTube. Also, I have a group on Facebook called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. Come on over here and join us. It's free to do so. You can also come follow me on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, and Odyssey. The links for all these platforms will be down below in the description. So for whatever reason, if I get removed off of one platform, you could find me on the others. For those of you looking for my address, there it is right here. Pause the video and write it down, and feel free to reach out to me. So in my PMs, DMs, M&Ms, and everything else, everybody's sending me the link to Nader's video. So let's go ahead and watch it, and we'll talk about it.
السوداني الدينار بأنه أقوى من الدولار. وقال المختصون إن حديث السوداني بأن الدينار أقوى من الدولار يحتمل أمرين. الأول يكمن بقرار مرتقب قد يقضي بخفض الدولار أمام الدينار، أي أقل من 146. والأمر الأخير يتعلق بمسألة إعلامية لإعادة ثقة للدينار ومسألة التعامل به، وهذا أمر قد ينعكس إيجابا على انخفاض أسعار الدولار أمام الدينار. أما التفسير الثاني يريد السوداني به تقليل الطلب على الدولار، لا سيما مع التجار غير الرسميين والذين لا يذهبون لنافذة بيع العملة، وإنما يتوجهون لشركات الصيرفة السوق الموازي.
So here's what gets me. People catch just every other word. They pick and choose what they want to hear out of that video. Look, I've said this all along. The US dollar is going to crash. It's a dead dollar. I don't know how it is even considered to be as strong as it is. It's just fake. The data is false. They're lying. They were using the US dollar as a weapon. I've been saying these things now for well over a year, longer than that. So is the Iraqi dinar more valuable than the US dollar? No. No, it's not. It's definitely, in my opinion, a lot stronger than the value that it's at now. You got to remember, we have way more options of generating income in this country from the taxpayers than does Iraq, who's 95% reliant on oil sales. So if oil goes down, it could bankrupt the country. We've seen this almost happen just a couple of years ago. If oil prices go down here in the United States, it don't make a difference. They have tons of different ways that they can bring money in to pay for their budget. Okay, so that means the dollar is stronger than the dinar, but I don't think that the dinar should be as weak as they're showing right now. Shout out to Nader. I love when he brings these kind of things to our attention, because it kind of gives us an idea of what's going on, but don't misunderstand what you're hearing. You know, Elson Dean's only making a statement that's true. The dinar is stronger than what we're seeing. If Iraq wants the dinar to be strong as or stronger than the US dollar, they're going to have other forms of generating money from taxpayers. Private sector, public sector, infrastructure, all important key elements of making a stronger currency. In addition to that, a stable government, a stable currency, job growth, you name it. You guys heard me talk about this all the time. Now over here, we're lying about our data, but even with all the lying, we still have a stronger currency. But it's definitely on its way to crashing. We printed way too many of those dollars. I'll agree that the two currencies appear to be going in the opposite direction, despite what the media is telling us, despite what the data is showing us. Iraq has put themselves back on track, we hope, and appears to be going in an upward swing, unlike the United States. But still, Iraq depends way too much on oil. If the United States wanted to truly crush Iraq, they could just mess around with their oil supply, or they can drastically reduce the value per barrel, and it'll affect Iraq all in all. See, that's what makes Iraq vulnerable and weak, is the fact that 95% of the money generated for their budget is done through oil. If you find a way to damage that, it would hurt that country. So that means they're not stable. It's not a strong currency if 95% of it is dependent on one source of income. Now, having said that, I did lay out a scenario in which, we got Maliki is in control of the government. You have al-Sudani, who comes from the Maliki circle of friends, so to speak. And I said if they got rid of the governor of the Central Bank of Iraq and put in a more pro-Maliki type of governor in there, who knows? Those people are liable to change the rate because it's the Central Bank of Iraq who makes the rate change. I said this several times. I was trying to make a case for a 322 rate. You guys heard the video. And I said that would be the scenario. Maliki and the Prime Minister work together with the Central Bank of Iraq. They either find a way to make Mustafa agree to what they want as a rate, or to remove him and put in a more pro-Maliki type of person. And that's what they've done. Now, don't get me wrong, Sudani is out there putting out the message that the Iraqi dinar is a stronger currency. It needs to be restored. They need to find a way to devalue the dollar against the Iraqi dinar. But they're not putting out any indication at all what that rate would be. He's just saying that it's a stronger currency. Does he mean stronger as in its recent performance? Does he mean stronger as in we show it way too weak against the US dollar and the exchange rate? It's much stronger than that? Or is he trying to say it's a more valuable currency than the US dollar? Doesn't say. So don't get overly excited. Stay grounded. They can fluff out their chest and say all they want. I can't help but think that something's not right. You have al-Sudani, who's kissing butt to the World Economic Forum, making sure that they are in lockstep with all their banking policies. If that's the case, these globalists love countries with devalued currencies. Why would the powers that be allow al-Sudani to increase the exchange rate? I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying, to me, it just doesn't stack up and doesn't make sense. My concern is, with all this talking, there's not a lot of clarity to it. You have all these wackadoodles out there on YouTube, once again blowing hopium up everybody's ass in the dinar community, to the point where I can see if it doesn't happen the way everybody is being told or they're expecting, I'm going to end up on suicide watch all over again, trying to walk people off the edge who are depressed because they went and did a second mortgage against their house, or who knows what they done, but they're anticipating this huge change in the exchange rate, and when it doesn't happen, everybody is depressed. So here's my thing. Try this approach. There's nothing wrong with being excited about the possibilities, but don't start putting together a resignation letter, practicing how you're going to flip your boss off. Some of you, I'm sure, out there have already choreographed a dance with a song that tells your boss to go F himself as you're walking backwards, moonwalking out the door. Okay? I get it. I understand that. But don't start quitting your job until the money is in your bank account. Changes need to happen here in the United States. We have to be able to go and buy, trade, sell currencies here at our local banks, especially the Iraqi dinar. So even if they change the rate, we can't take advantage of it at the moment because where would you go? Some people wrote down below, oh, there's exchange centers. You can go in there. Yeah, but if I'm walking in there with, 10 million dinars that are now worth 30 million US dollars, they don't have $30 million sitting behind that counter. Do you see what I'm saying? You would need the bank to handle that. We'll know more after Iraq comes here with a delegation and meets with the U.S. Now, I'm sure al-Sudani is saying, look, we want to increase the value of our dinar against the U.S. dollar. You heard what he said. If they do increase the value of the Iraqi dinar, that would give confidence in our local currency and preventing people from wanting the U.S. dollars more than the Iraqi dinars. It kind of closes the loop on the black market, if you know what I mean. But Iraq is going to have to know how much currency is out there in circulation, truly in circulation. We know how much they printed, and they claim that's in circulation, but it cannot be accounted for, a big portion of it. So the last thing you want to do is change the rate of a dinar and then turn around and enrich a terrorist group. I said it before, and I say it again. If they're going to do a huge rate change, I'm more than positive that you're going to see the redenomination of the Iraqi dinar, because it wouldn't make sense to turn around and enrich those very enemies that you're trying to fight against. Use common sense, people. Just stay grounded. I got people saying, Pimpy, check out this link from the Restored Republic. Oh, come on, you guys. Look, I know who the idiot is that runs that, all right? He's an idiot. It's the same guy, him and that Judy chick, that put out a video claiming that me and Kim Possible were CIA operatives working in the MK Ultra Mind Control Division. Oh my God. Why go through such extremes talking about a currency? Yes, we're a controlled opposition. Dun, 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 dun. It's ridiculous. If that was the case, there would be so much more for me and my comrade, CIA agent Kim Possible, to work on other than talking to people about the Iraqi dinar. Just throwing it out there, We all want the same thing. You act like I'm sitting back here going, no, I don't want to get millions of dollars. I just want to suffer the way I am. Yeah, no. We all want the same thing. First, whatever decision is made, it has to be best for the Iraqi people. I don't mind reaping a reward off an investment. That's what investing is for. You want to try to find a way, protect your wealth, add to your wealth, protect your family, the whole 9 yards. We all want the same thing. But stop letting these people get you so hyped up. So hyped up. I'm not saying they won't change the rate to 322 tomorrow. We don't know. I'm just saying take a realistic approach about everything is what I'm saying. Yes, they're talking all the good talk. There's all kinds of chatter in the media, but only one article came from the central bank. And they said what? That the rate was not going to change for 5 years until they change otherwise. And that might be possible considering they now have a new governor within the Central Bank of Iraq. So we'll learn more here real quick. I'm just saying stay grounded so I'm not talking you off some damn edge here in a couple of weeks, okay? I didn't want to see this article, but it's there. The World Bank is ready to work with Iraq to implement reforms. No. No country should ever work with the World Bank or the IMF. They are corrupt. This is organized crime at its highest level. It is. And they're in cahoots with the very country that I live in, unfortunately. Said the World Bank expressed its readiness to work with the Iraq government to implement investment and reform projects that require significant financial resources. Yeah, I bet they are. They're more like the mafia. You borrow some money from them and then forget it. You can't pay them back because they keep adding some kind of interest onto it. So the bank's head of sustainable development programs said in an interview with the paper, there are more than one way to implement the climate and development report, noting that the report prioritizes reforms, starting from the reforms that are very necessary in order to be able to implement projects with the need for a capacity to complete them. Yeah, that sounds all nice and dandy, but here's the problem that I have. See this? The Climate and Development Report. That is lining up with the World Economic Forum. He added that the second way is financing, part of which is public, and the other part which is private. Remember, I was saying grow the public and private sector, because the bank is interested in these sectors to create the political and financial infrastructure in order to stimulate the going to projects in energy, specifically alternative and renewable. That ain't worth a crap. Here's what gets me. If the WEF and all their globalists are so hard up about pushing everybody into these alternative energies, then why is Germany signing a contract to go over, along with America, to implement these huge generators all over Iraq so that people can be provided with energy? Why not stick a huge windmill farm or a huge solar panel farm out there in the desert? See where I'm going with this? They know the truth. That's why they're putting in there the electric generators and not just going full bore solar panel. Says Iraq recovers more than 80 million of its stolen money. That's great. Keep on going. I mean, they only took what, 1.6 trillion or 2.6 trillion from you? So what is $80 million in a whole bucket full of 2.6 trillion dinars? Just saying, throwing it out there. So yes, I heard the video. Yes, I heard the news. You gotta love these pictures. I couldn't help it. I wanted to mock them. I see people do these things all the time. Like, oh, look at. I said, I gotta do a couple of those because that's funny. So yes, you guys, I hear it again. I'm tired of being the one that pees in your Wheaties, but I'm the one that wants to make sure you guys stay grounded and that you're not jumping off the ledge when things don't work out. Nothing, and I mean nothing in this world, would make me happier than to wake up tomorrow and find out that they did change the rate to $3 or whatever the hell it is that people keep saying out there, and me be wrong. Oh, I don't have no problems with that whatsoever. I would come on here, make a video, apologizing, telling everybody how wrong I was, because you see, it's not about being humble. It's about doing what's right. And what's right is making sure you guys stay grounded and not fall for all this hopium. Will there be an increase in Iraqi dinar? I hope so. Will there be a big one where the Iraqi dinar is actually exchanging with more value than the US dollar? Yeah, I don't think so. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. I mean, the scenario that I laid out is playing out in real time right in front of me. Maliki controlled the government. Maliki put in his political operatives in all the right places, including the president as well as the prime minister, removing the current governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, replacing it with a more pro-Maliki attitude. And so it seems to be happening. And then just push the rate up. Now, will the rest of the world, the international world, recognize its value? It really is going to depend on what the United States says. If the United States gets behind a revaluation of the Iraqi dinar to $3.22, then it's going to be recognized by the rest of the international community. But if the United States doesn't get behind it, doesn't mean nothing. I don't care if they change the rate or not. It's going to mean nothing to us who don't live in Iraq. That's the big deal. Anyways, you guys let me know what you think down below. I look forward to your comments, and I'll get back at you later. I'm out.